Hello friends, this is Vijay from ITJS. I'm going to teach you JavaScript today, and I'm planning to upload a series of videos on web development like JavaScript, HTML and CSS. Today we are going to start with JavaScript. So before going into JavaScript, uh, why we should learn JavaScript language? Because it's a default language of web and the browsers. All the browsers are by default support JavaScript, and the setup is very minimal. If you have a browser and a text editor, you are good to go with JavaScript. You don't have to set up any runtime environments or compilers, and you can build a variety of applications with JavaScript, like basically web applications. Both client and server applications you can build with JavaScript. Client applications will run on browsers, and server applications will run on the frameworks like Node.js, and a few cloud servers are also support JavaScript. And you can also build mobile applications, both Android and iOS applications, with the latest frameworks like React Native. And you can also build native applications like desktop applications. It can run on all the environments like Mac, Windows and Linux. For that, we can use the frameworks like Electron. To get into those levels, first we need to learn the core JavaScript. Then we can learn the frameworks. And it's also fun to work with JavaScript when comparing to other languages, because if you do some code change, you can immediately deploy into browser. Just a refresh is enough. And you can see the output visually. So it's fun to work. Okay, let's get into the JavaScript. Before that, for this session, you just need a Chrome browser, and we are going to work on the console of the Chrome browser. I'm pressing F12 to get the developer tools. So this is the Chrome's developer tools. It's containing various tabs like elements, sources, console and all. For today's session, we just need console. I'm pressing the console, and I am increasing the font size by pressing Control plus or Command plus. Okay. First, in the programming construct, there are a few things like constants and variables. Constants are like numbers, text, or anything. For example, 10 is a constant, it's having the value of 10. And to create a variable, we can use a keyword called where, or you can also use let. Let is introduced in 2015 in JavaScript. Today's session, I will just continue with where. So how to initialize a variable? Variable a semicolon. Here semicolon is not mandatory, it's optional. So currently the value of a is undefined. Oh, sorry, a is already having 10. Just initializing a variable called a number. Initial value is undefined. So this is the basic syntax. I will explain what is undefined number and all. Okay. So we are going to see what are the primitive data types available in JavaScript. There are 6 primitive types: number, string, boolean, undefined, null, and symbol. So this symbol is introduced in JavaScript 2015. I'm not going to cover this symbol on this video. I will have a separate video later on this. Okay, let's start with number. So to create a number, variable num equal to 10. So in this statement, I'm getting a variable called num and assigning 10 to it. So this equals is the assignment operator. So the 10 will go inside num. That's all. Once again, I'm checking the value of num. To check the value of num, just enter the variable name and press enter. It will print the value of num. Okay. In the JavaScript numbers, it can hold both whole numbers and floating point integers. Like variable num1 is 10.456. So this is a floating point number. Okay. Now let's start with string. String can contain the text values. For example, variable str equal to hello. String should be always surrounded by a single quotes or double quotes. If your value is containing double quotes, you can show it like this. I'm printing hello world. For just a world, I need double quotes. In the sense, I can use this backspace character. This is called escape character to show the special characters like double quotes and single quotes. Can also do the same with single quotes. Okay. Now Boolean. Boolean values are like we need this Boolean to check a condition. Boolean can hold, there are two values, true and false. These are the two reserved words for Boolean. True means the condition is true, and the false means when you're working with if conditions, if the condition is false, then it will return false. For now about Boolean, this is enough. So in the further session, I will explain it. Okay, and undefined. When you create a new variable, and if you're not assigning any variable to it, the default value of it will be undefined. This is a new data type in JavaScript. Sorry, it's a separate data type in JavaScript. So the value is undefined. Null is also similar to undefined, but the difference is I'm creating a new variable and assigning as null. So here I'm deliberately assigning a variable called null to the variable. That means null also means the variable doesn't contain any value, but we are deliberately just initializing it. If you don't initialize with anything, it will be undefined. But deliberately, if you want to say it doesn't contain any variable, any value inside the variable, then you have to use null. Okay. The next one, type checking and conversion in JavaScript. To check the type, we can use operator called type of. For example, variable a equal to 10 I am keeping. If I want to know the type of the variable a, just use the type of operator. It will return number. So this type of operator will always return a string which contains the data type of the variable. You can also use type of operator for a constant value like 10. No need to assign it a variable and to show it. Just directly the literal integers, literal numbers and strings. Type of hello will be string. Type of true and false will be Boolean. Type of true is Boolean. Type of false is also Boolean. And type of undefined is undefined. For type of null, it will return object. So it means the variable can hold anything. So object is a separate session. I will take its data structure available in JavaScript. So at that time, I will explain why type of null is returning object. Okay. Now we will look into the conversion. How to convert one type into another type. To convert anything into number, we can use a function called a number. To invoke a function, we need to use left parenthesis and right parenthesis. The default value of number is 0. To directly invoke number as empty without any parameter inside, it will return 0. To convert string into number, you need to use number. The string value I'm having 123.45. So it's returning a number here. This expression also I can show you. I can store it in a value. And what will happen if you are trying to convert a non-numerical value as a number? It will return a special reserved word called nan. Nan means not a number. It means you cannot convert hello into number. Okay. How do you convert Boolean into a number? Numerical value of Boolean false is 0. It's always 0. If you convert false into a number, it will be 0. If you convert true into a number, it will be 1. So that's all about converting into number. If you convert an undefined, it will return nan. Once again, if you convert null also, you will get the same. Sorry, you are getting 0. Okay. Converting to string. For that, we can use toString or the string function. First I'm explaining string function. String of, I'm entering a number here. It will be converted to a string here. And if in the string, if you by default pass a string, it won't be converted. It will just return that value you passed. And for Booleans, if you pass true, it will return true as a string. False also the same. And suppose you have kept integer in a variable, for example, variable number equal to 10. To convert it, you can use both string function, and there is one more thing available called toString. Number.toString is also a function. I'm invoking a function. See here, I'm using the parenthesis. Then also it's returning the same. And true and false also having this toString by default. False.toString will return false and true.toString will return true. Okay. Now I will show you how to convert other data types into Boolean. Before going to that, I will explain something called truthy values and falsy values. Truthy values are like the values which are in some other data type like string, number, null and undefined will be converted to a true value. Those things are called truthy values. I have a value called x. While converting into Boolean, if it is converted into true, that is called a truthy value. If the value is converted into false in a Boolean, it's called a falsy value. In JavaScript, by default, some 5 values are falsy values. If you take numerical, 0 is a falsy value, and if you take integer, sorry, if you take number, 0 is a falsy value. If you take a string, empty string is a falsy value. And in integer, in number data type, one more stuff. Nan is also falsy value, and then null, undefined. All these things are falsy values. So to convert a value to boolean, we can use a function called boolean, bcaps boolean. Now you can see boolean of 0 will be false, boolean of empty string will be also false. Boolean of nan is also false. Boolean of null will be false. Then at last boolean of undefined will be also false. Everything else are truthy values. For example, I'm taking the integers. Boolean 1 is true, boolean 10 is true, boolean minus 10 is also true. Now we will take string as examples. I'm having a string with only one character space, that is true. Boolean high, that is true. And as you know, boolean of true will be true and the boolean of false will be false. Yeah, that's all for today's session. Thank you friends for watching. If you have any doubt or queries, you can ask me the comments, and I have added my Twitter account in the description. Kindly ask the questions there, and if you have any suggestions to improve the video, kindly tell me. Thank you. Bye.